Good morning. We are live from the Convention Center here in Seattle. We continue the road to the Internationals. Playoffs is beginning. It's day number 1. We still have 16 teams left in this battle for the ages, and their road has only just begun. I am super excited. It's day 1. It's a weekend. It's Dota. It's going to be a fantastic time, and we have a beautiful crowd that is getting riled up already.
Right there.
Rezo, I got to start with you. First of all, congratulations joining us here for the Road to the International.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be with the crowd as well. It's like this cozy atmosphere of TI right here with the blue collars and stuff, and the players are going to be so close to the crowd as well. Like this road to the International is going to be like very exciting to be part of, you know?
It is. It's a tight-knit little group that we have here in the Convention Center. T, I'll just move down the line here. But you're back again, Road to the International.
Yeah, and this time with a crowd, but no, the booths, that's so important. They're so close. Like, once you actually see the booths, they're like this far away from each other.
I think we can fit like 2 cameramen between the 2 booths.
Yeah.
And like that's how much space there is.
Like, I need to see some players just banging on the glass like, you're dead, ah! You know, like, you got run out of tips, hit the glass. It's basically the third form.
Bring back that TI1 atmosphere, you know?
Exactly.
That's what you're looking for. And Sheepstick, my love, how are you doing? Hey, what's up?
I'm only happy to be here with you, my love. This is so hype. It's so hype. I think like this is a really like cozy convention center. I just feel like the energy and excitement of everyone here, like ready for some Dota for this road. And yeah, the booths are the most hype thing.
Yeah.
It's like back to the old days, back to the old TI1.
It's going to be very exciting when we do have that, when we have our players joining us, when they're going to be walking out. But we've still got a lot of time to talk about before then. So should we talk about the big elephant in the room that's happened over groups, the teams that have been knocked out, the teams that are remaining for us, and who's in the upper and lower bracket?
Do you want to talk about the eliminated teams or the teams who are doing well? Like, which
I'm leaving it up for you guys. You know, it shows.
Let's start on the bright side, right? Let's start on the bright side. Like, I fell in love with a team that's called Nouns. Because the way they play, it was like so inspiring to me. The K1, he's back, you know, he's back and he's carrying these guys, like he's playing very solid. He like, the way he's playing, he like you see him as a carry, like the true carry that, you know, that's meant to be in Dota. And I'm really happy to see what's going to happen next to them.
Oh, I see. The true carry, because I looked through his matches, and he did look nice on that, like, you know, 22 kill, like 3 death chaos night. But he also looked really good on that, like 0-6-0 Phantom Assassin. I think he had. So he really is like the embodiment of I'm gonna farm, and if I carry, I carry. If I don't, I'm not touching a hero, and you guys can, you know, good luck, have fun.
Yeah, I mean, Gunner's got to step up there as well. You know, this is finally we're seeing some like confident Gunner coming out to a TI. He gets some like, you know what? I need last pick in the draft. What do I want? Slaps in the ogre. We saw Thompson do it already, but he's running it as well. Bloodlusting his Brewmaster to crush the game. Like, I feel like they are hitting a stride of just no cares, but enough cares to do really well. Like, they're just happy with what they're doing. Like, it's really cool.
It's no pressure gaming. That's what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's not forget about David. I saw his Witch Doctor. Like, he has this unique hero pool right now, and he's like, I think in this tournament he has a pretty good chance to be like, I mean, this is not like something very cool, but Wiha, he finished top two times.
Yep.
I finished top two times, and now it's David time to finish second.
You got a third
again.
one.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully he's gonna win it. You know, like I'm cheering, but he might have that possibility.
Already got some bias on the panel here, starting early. It's been like 10
it's
minutes.
Allowed.
And, okay. All right.
Look, Rezo's earned this, you know, he's allowed to be a little bit biased, you know, obviously an amazing performance last TI for himself, but Rezo, while you're taking the sip, I'll also ask you the question, how different is the vibe of being in front of a crowd as a panelist compared to when you're walking out as a player?
I mean, as a panelist, you're here to show the players, right, and talk about the players. But when you're a player, that attention is all on you, right? So when you're going there, you feel the energy coming right into you, like somebody's cheering for you, somebody's wanting you to lose, right? But either way, it's like you fill up that energy and you go to the play and you play like way better than you can ever play before, or way worse if you don't deal with the pressure.
That's true. That crowd effect, you know, it could be buff, it could be enough, depending on who you are. But talking about energies, talking about people working the crowd, I do have 2 amazing people that know how to work a crowd. So let's go have a talk to them. Let's see how they're doing. It's Slacks and Tsunami.
All right, who gets to do it?
Let's roll for it.
Okay, 54.
53.
Idiot. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the road to the International, baby!
We brought 20 teams here, and now we're down to 16. The playoffs are beginning, and they're here to compete for your entertainment, my friends.
That's right. They're not competing for anything else, all right? They work for us, baby. That's what the pro players do. They're here to teach you the... Okay, the age is...
Maybe that.
Yeah,
maybe
sure.
A little bit
That is important, but how y'all doing this morning? Good morning, gamers!
Good morning, North American gamers especially. We are back in Seattle,
yes.
home of the International, ignoring Cologne and TI1 and all that, but mainly Seattle.
You got to bring that up. All right, let's talk to some fans over here. Hello, morning people. Congratulations for waking up before noon. So good to see you guys. Tsunami, pick one out. This is a new thing for you. You get to find a victim.
There's a lot of pressure.
Go find a victim.
I love people who hold up signs. I love a Quincy Crew fan, especially.
Oh, boy.
My friend, how many internationals have you been to?
This is my first one.
This is your first one. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the International.
Thank you very much, Tsunami.
Tell me, which team are you actually rooting for? Because I don't think this one's playing right now.
You know, I would be remiss if I wasn't rooting for K1 Hector or Nouns.
All right, K1 Hector, Nouns in upper bracket. Let's go, my friends. Who else you got, Slacks?
I told you I'd put you on camera. I told you, big fat liar my ass, huh? I told you. All right, fantastic. Who wants to be on camera? Who wants an interview over here? Hello? Hello? What are you two doing? You got some drink? Huh? You want to be on camera?
Hey.
Who you rooting for today, boss?
Nouns.
Nouns, oh, that's such an NA copium crowd. Come on, man. You really think it's going to happen?
I'm a homer. I got to root for the home team.
Okay. Any non-nouners in here? Huh? Oh, I see a Tundra shirt. Oh, the boys over here. Hello? This guy waved and his friends went, all right, well, hello. What's going on?
Oh, just having a good day. Talking to you, Slacks. Give me the camera. Oh, man.
This is the new thing we do. They asked us to do this.
It's amateur hour. Come on.
Okay, thank you so much. What team do you want to win?
I don't know, man.
Why did you wave me over here? I thought you had something really cool to say.
I just wanted to say hi to you, Slacks.
Hi.
You gotta contain the Riz, man. You're a married man, okay?
This is getting weird. Thank you so much, sir. Wonderful time. All right, crowd. Well, I am super pumped. So now let's go back to Mr. Nami here.
Tell me, who here has been to multiple internationals? Who here is, we got quite a few. Who has been to a Seattle international before? Raise some hands. I got a lot of attention up here.
Okay, go.
Now tell me, my friend, which TI did you go to?
TI 4, 6, and 8.
Okay. Now, what's your favorite TI memory that you can recall? If I just make you think, oh man, this is my favorite Dota LAN.
Wings winning was really good. Yeah. Their run was incredible.
Were you watching their journey from the beginning? Did you have any expectations for them, or they were underdogs the whole way?
No expectations at all, but then they just start speaking everything that is in the roster and just ran over everything.
It was a memorable run, but who are you rooting for at this TI?
I'm rooting for EG.
All right, South American fans, let's go.
Hello, anybody else? This is our last one. This is your last chance to be on camera, guys. Who wants to be? Hello. A ball brother? Hello? Can we touch heads? Thank you, baby boy. How you feeling?
Experience.
I'm pretty excited.
Who do you want to win?
Tundra.
Any Tundra fans in the house?
The back-to-back?
The back-to-back champions?
The triple champion in Thompson.
Oh, big boy K. Number 3. Do you think it's possible?
Absolutely.
Is that the strength of Southeast Asian pubs?
Yes.
Wow, what a statement. All right, fantastic. Thank you, sir. All right, man, well, geez, should we, you're about to hit this guy. My God, are you about to do a hit, Avo?
It's a Spanish broadcast. EG fans, Hector fans, we're taking over this international.
We did the hard work for you, Avo. Now, are you going to find some North American fans for us?
Not really, no. My job here is, who's an EG fan? Woo!
Hey, there was one.
Right. More than I expected, actually. Lower bracket, yeah!
Hey, it's upper bracket day today, but guys, don't forget, I forget which camera's mine. I'm looking at your camera. Upper bracket today, everybody here's a winner, including you watching, so don't go anywhere. We got a lot of Dota action coming up, but speaking of incredible upper bracket, behold, at the top of their fortress, looking down upon us, there are wonderful panel. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Slacks and Tsunami. A little special appearance there from Avo as well. It's nice to see some teams getting cheered on from that lower bracket. EG fans in the house, a lot of Nouns fans. We've talked about them, but yeah, there is that repeat potential for Tundra and the three-peat for Thompson as well.
I just want to say I'm sick of being heckled by Slacks. He just stands down there on the floor and just yells at us all during rehearsal yesterday.
All day.
All today. He just yells up at us.
I can't believe it.
Stay down.
Keep shouting at him from up here, but that's what's to come, right? The lower bracket is going to be later, upper bracket is going to be later today, but we can have a look at what's going to be happening later throughout this tournament because we have some special things. It's not just the Dota that we will be watching, we also have the cosplay contest is going to be happening next weekend. The short film contest is happening as well. If you guys haven't watched, all of the finalists are up there. You can go and have your say, have your vote for that one. And the one I am definitely personally most excited for is the late game returning next weekend with Pyrian Slacks and co-host Jenkins.
I have no idea what Jenkins is going to do to that. You know, there's been
That's
years.
the fun thing about Jenkins. No one ever knows what he's going to do.
I mean, Pyrian, he brings the class to that. So now it's like, what's going to happen?
We never thought we'd say about Pyrian.
I don't think Jenkins knows what he's going to do next, like himself.
He is the embodiment of the meme of never let them know your next move.
Yeah.
I'm more hyped for the cosplay because people, I feel like we get kind of like a standard amount of cosplay sometimes. Like you kind of see like your Crystal Maidens, your Lenas, your Quops, whatever. And then some guy will come out in like a full body Weaver suit on a skateboard, just like go down.
Yeah,
I remember
I thought you were going to say the BKB from the Lima Major earlier this year.
That one was amazing too. But those are my favorite ones, so that's what I'm looking forward to. I hope someone goes like crazy with it this year.
Yeah, I want like the LEDs, the smoke, everything. But,
yeah.
We'll see.
The craftsmanship is always so impeccable. I'm always impressed. But they are the other things that are happening here in the Road to the International, in TI next weekend as well. So there's options for everyone on what you get to watch, what you get to participate in, and what you get to enjoy. And we enjoy talking about Dota, so we can keep talking about that if you guys would like. We talked about Nouns, how they got in that upper bracket. Do you want to talk a little bit about groups, how that one played out, how we ended up with 16 out of our 20 teams?
I mean, let's start with Team Spirit, of course. They just demolished the entire group. They're the only team to go undefeated. So right now, I think a lot of people are looking at this team to make that upper bracket run. Will they lose a game? In today's series, at least. I'm not saying the entire thing, but today's series is another series that you could maybe expect them to do well.
They have like 19 wins in a row or something, like not even dropping a game. Like I saw them even from before the tournaments, like they have like this green streak that is not ending right now.
It doesn't look to be ending anytime soon, at least.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what happens when you hit your stride. I mean, I think every time they talk on like their videos and blogs and stuff, Team Spirit are just like, yeah, we had this issue here, we had this issue here, we figured it out, we're sorting
and we fixed it in 24 hours.
We're just good. Yeah, I think it was like pre-Riyadh or something, where they were just like, yeah, we figured out our issues from the last major or whatever, now we're good. And then they just went there and cleaned house.
And the interesting thing about this team is that they're not winning clean. Like, you know, they have struggles in their games, but they managed to like find that, you know, something in the game that turns the game around. And it's like, it just happens all the time. Yeah. Like, no matter how hard they're losing, like, they can be down 15-0, like it happened against Rebellion game, but they would still, like, come on top.
Yeah. T, I know you have an impeccable memory, so do you have, like, a favorite moment, a favorite team that you enjoyed in groups? I'm putting you on the spot.
Oh, favorite team?
Just one, very quickly.
Of course, it was Shopify Rebellion Arteezy just not buying Midas and not buying Beacon. I'm joking. No, it wasn't that. No, favorite team? I'd probably go a little bit towards Keydstars. I think this was the one team that everyone expected to kind of bomb out the tournament very quickly. Brazilian team. We don't see a lot of Brazilian players, kind of at least teams in the international stage anymore. So getting to see them take some games, get a lot of draws. Sure, they didn't do so well in the kind of best of 3 tiebreak after, but I feel like that just seeing that energy from Brazil come back, it's really cool to see.
Well, look, we'll see if any of Keydstars' games, any of their highlights made it into our group's highlight reel, because we're going to have a look back, see what some of the best plays from the group stage was.
Oh, and now, Isha gonna steal it away. Turn, hit, damage, dead. Oh, Chalice, and that gives him 6. What a turnaround. Chalice, the god, he can bounce off that. You're in the new pain train, the zone.
The charge through once again. Collapse is taking damage here, but they managed to get the connection onto Arteezy. Moving on to Saberlight. Saberlight trying to do what he can, but there's nothing left in the tank. Centaur's gonna drop a rampage for Lal to finish off this game. Schwerter actually just gonna go and stand and hold his ground here. And he's just taking down everyone. Illich is gone, but the BKB is ending soon. He's completely out of mana. Who wins the fight between him and the Luna? Well, with the stun coming through from Saberlight, it might well be the one. It's all right. It's as well.
Everyone has those mistakes. It was great to see. Group stages over 4 days had so many memorable moments, and it does give us this bracket that we're looking at right now. We talked about those seeding matches, those best of threes, and there we have our upper bracket 8 teams, our lower bracket 8 teams. It is Team Spirit up against Virtus Pro, Liquid, Talon, LGD, Nine Pandas, Nouns, Azure, and the lower bracket being Shopify Rebellion, TSM, EG Gaming, Gladiators, Keed Stars, Bet Boom, Tundra, Entity.
Yeah, just crazy to think, teams like Shopify, Gaming, BetBoom, and what was it, Tundra, all playing in the lower bracket. A lot of people, of course, would assume they'd be in the upper bracket, but yeah, just kind of ruthless this time around.
The name of these groups is Don't Mess with Tormentor. Yeah. This is so funny. There was so many rampages in the groups as well. Like the whole...
4, I think?
Yeah, I think it was 4 or 5 rampages. It was very, very cool to see.
There's going to be a player out there that has never died to a Tormentor in their life of playing Dota. So now they technically are better than some of the pros that we have here at the International.
Do they have to have played a game since the map changes to qualify?
Oh, no, for sure. Yeah, okay. Yeah. They've jumped in a couple games, but they've never died. They've never made such an obvious mistake. But yeah, they're doing good.
Hey, it's hard, There's little skelly boys running around. Sometimes they do more damage than you anticipate, even to yourself from the Tormentor.
Yeah. And you can't stop them.
No.
they want that Tormentor.
It's like Race Flyer Blaster Ancient, but there wasn't one. Oh, so awkward.
With the upper and the lower bracket sheet, the way it played out, we obviously talked about some of those those upset potentials that we saw in the bottom lower bracket, but also those teams going into the upper bracket. The Nouns that we talked about, was there anyone else that either hit into, you were surprised they're in the upper bracket, or for me it's like Tundra, right? They made it to lower bracket and they got to pick their opponent.
Yeah, I mean, what can you do? I mean, stuff happens. I think they don't look as dominating as they have in the past. Obviously, they had like roster change, and that just can upset the balance of things within the team and your strategies and your plans and what you're comfortable with, and that's just something you have to deal with. I mean, obviously, it's surprising to see Nouns in the upper bracket given what everyone expected, but they also are proving it. They finally become stable. This is a team where I want to say, like, one of the Dream League they got invited to, I remember them showing up and playing like tier 1 teams, and they were actually owning them in the early game. I remember being like, wow, they're going to win games. Like, they're actually going to like destroy. And then they would throw every time. They choked so hard. Unbelievable.
They learn how to not throw.
Exactly. Then they went to the Bali Major and they did better. They took more game wins than they did from Dream League, and they looked good again. But once again, they kind of choked like the important series and then went out. And now they're here. Now they're actually taking series where it matters. They're taking their upper bracket. They're finishing games out. They're really looking so much better. Like, they're reaching the potential that they've shown throughout the year.
They found that stability for themselves. Also, T, I realized we were talking about Tormentors, we were looking at those highlights, but there are some people out there that might be tuning in to the Road to the International, not having watched any Dota in the previous year. They might not know what changes have happened, and thank goodness we have the perfect person to explain all of those changes, everything you might not know in the past year of Dota. It's Purge.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Yeah, there have been some changes to the game. We got a huge patch about 6 months ago that made the map bigger. Let's take a look at the game footage here. This is the old mini map that we're looking at, and after a couple seconds here, it's gonna expand. So what we got to see is a big increase of area. This is a generic line, but basically this space in the center was the old map. Now there's a bunch of stuff on the outside. So let's go through these one by one to talk about what changed. Here's the twin gates on the left here. These were added on 2 sides of the map here. They're both they allow you to teleport through them after a 3-second period. So it's a very easy way to get from one safe lane to the other. So you're gonna see a lot more supports rotating to gank carries without having to lose their teleports to do so. That increases the map play. Roshan's also got a new home here. He lives on the bottom right side of the map and the upper left. He's got 2 houses. He's very wealthy now. And the nice thing is that he's very close to the twin gates. So that means for him, every 5 minutes, he's gonna switch, go through the twin gate, go over here, and then go to his other home. So he goes back and forth every 5 minutes, and the benefits that he gives you depends on which side of the map he's on when you actually kill him. He gives Ags blessings later or refresher orbs. We've also got outposts. These are other places on the map to teleport. There's outposts here, here, and here. So this is a way that you can use your teleport scroll to get around the map if you want. These 2 in the center can be switched sides if you take an enemy tier 2 tower. And there's also way more neutral camps because there's more space. Let's do a quick count here. 1, oops, sorry, miscounted, but whatever. And then another 2 here, and then there's another 3, 5 up here. And there's 2 more ancient camps. It's not 13, it's 12 new neutral camps on the map, so more to farm. And on top of that, we got these new Tormentor things that we were talking about. These are located close to each base. When you kill these, they spawn at 20 minutes. They give your team gold a little bit, and you get an Ag Shard dropped for the poorest person on your team. Nice for support players. They do reflect damage that they take, though, so you're going to see teams take a lot of damage when they take Tormentors, and hopefully not make too many mistakes. You've also got Lotus Orbs on the map, which are these nice pools that are located near each safe lane. Teams are going to fight over these every 3 minutes that they spawn because they heal you for health and mana. And later in the game, they can stack up to heal you for a huge amount of health and mana. So you're going to see these in some inventories. Another big part of the game, Wisdom Runes. These are pretty close to the Tormentors on each side. And, sorry, the video didn't switch. There we go. Wisdom Runes on each side of the map. These are going to give your team some experience to the lowest leveled heroes on your team. So teams are really going to fight over these every 7 minutes, especially for the support players. That's really, really important. And finally, the last one that I'll talk about are Watchers. You're going to see these on the map. They're either going to be blue or red or gray if no one's using them, and they are temporary wards that teams can control to get vision. So these are all the different ways that allow you to play the map in a big way and get across the map easily, make the game more dynamic, and allow you to have more objectives. So those are the main updates that you'll see when you're watching the games today.
Thanks, Purge. Appreciate it. All of the updates, maybe even an explanation as to why we're getting these game lengths going longer, support's getting richer, that we're seeing some people who are normally traditionally +5s actually getting the same amount of net worth as some of their +3s, their +2s.
No?
Yeah, I think that switch is very important right now, that you have to have in the draft a position 4 or 5 heroes that actually can scale in the draft, because if you don't have that scale, then you're losing in the late game, right? So that's why you see a lot of Ancient Apparition, a lot of Phoenixes, a lot of Grimstrokes, a lot of...
There's one more. Enchantress.
Enchantress, and
That
of course,
hero
the
is nuts.
constant output damage. Yeah.
Yeah, Enchantress, when you say her name, one team, one player in particular comes to mind. We're going to be seeing him playing today as well. So let's pull up our schedule. The person I'm talking about is obviously Maposhka. He's had an amazing performance on the Enchantress already throughout group stages. And we're going to be seeing him first team up. They're going to be playing against Vitrus Pro, Liquid, Talon, LGD 9 Pandas, Nouns, and Azure. It is all upper bracket games today. No one is being eliminated in our Friday, in our day one of the road to the international playoffs. So even if there is a loss, it's not pure heartbreak, okay? You can still be in the run here for the Aegis. But out of those four, Sheep, which one stands out? Where you like, oh, we could get some spicy 3-game best of 3 happening?
It's kind of a boring answer, but like Liquid Talon have played each other like 100 million times this year.
Yep.
So it's kind of
that exact number.
Exactly. Yeah. I want to see how it plays out again. Probably not so fun for those teams but I think Talon are excited about it, right? These guys like beat Gaming, and it's like, you beat Gaming, you beat the guys that won all 3 majors. They're like, yeah, we don't care. We only care about getting back to Liquid because we want to fight them again. Like, that's so funny to me. I'm excited for that matchup.
Yeah, but the thing about Liquid, the only one team that could stop them was Gaming Gladiators, and they're in the lower bracket, so there's no stopping for the upper bracket finals for them.
Yeah, Liquid kind of happy with that one for themselves. It is going to be a great matchup when we get to it. T, do you have one?
I'm probably going to go with like LGD 9 Pandas. I think both of these regions have kind of struggled throughout the year, even last TI. So getting some China or Eastern Europe kind of further into the tournament. And I think LGD was also, there's a lot of pressure on them. They go from like the old guard to now the new kind of fresh talent. The old guard are now suddenly on
the
Azure
prestige,
Array.
though, of the org still sits. So even though the majority of it has switched over to newer players, you're just like, okay, but it's LGD, you know? You still got the Zhao 8 as your coach. Like,
yeah, he's still there, just kind of looming in the corner. Like, he expects to get to the grand finals, expects to get there. And so far, it feels like they're on the track to get there. So yeah, I kind of like to see if they can kind of continue that run.
Yeah. Do you have faith in them, Rizzo? Are you like, yeah, LGD, this roster could be the one to make it towards the end?
I think they're in a better form right now than ever, and obviously, like, they have a pretty good chance because they faced already Ramses and Solo many times before, and they came up on top every time. I'm pretty excited what's gonna happen this year around, but I'm gonna be rooting for Nouns in today's matches. I think it's gonna be very good to see how they're gonna do in the booth. Sure. Because it's a very big challenge for them, I think.
That's true. You already mentioned before that sometimes it's a bit of a buff to be in front of a crowd. For some people, you can draw on that energy, and other people, it's almost too much energy to take in all at once. Do you think it's going to be another clean series for them when we do get to it? Right, Nouns are playing at the end of the day, but could it be
I'm not sure how clean it's going to be.
Okay, you just want them to win. You're just like, doesn't matter how clean it is, get the job done, boys.
For sure. I'm just rooting for these guys because they bring me like the joy when I'm looking how they're playing, and like this K1, the unique heroes that they're picking, like offlane which Doctor didn't see it from anybody else except David. So.
I mean, it helps that they're playing the last series because they can come in early, maybe series 2 or 3, sit in the corner of the crowd, hear the crowd.
Oh, I thought you were going to say they get to keep on that gamer schedule. You know, I know some of the.
True. Also, if you suddenly go from playing 2 in the morning to no, but yeah, I feel like if they come in early, absorb kind of the atmosphere, see what it's like. Of course, the booth will change everything, but I feel like they should be in a relatively good spot to not be so TI type of vibe.
I know that our first matchup is Team Spirit and Virtus Pro, and we'll get into that one a little bit more, but just looking from the outside, Sheep, how do you expect that one to play out?
Okay, well, fine, I'll say it, guys. I think Team Spirit are favored to win.
Oh, really?
I think they have really good results, and they look a little bit stronger than Virtus Pro.
A little bit.
I know they were also actually wanted VP to be the ones that won their match to face them, I think.
Oh, okay, that was the preferred when they saw...
Yeah, so... I think they're comfortable with the matchup.
I knew you'd say that, but I'm going to say that VP are looking like a team that feel the meta right now and feel the heroes that are really powerful right now, and they know how to play them well. And they also, like, from the previous games I've seen, like, they know how to drag the game longer, and they're, like, playing the same way the Team Spirit is playing, so they're pretty similar in terms of that. But I think VP even, like, have better understanding of the meta heroes.
Do you think the 4-day break is going to be a hindrance to any teams that might have lost momentum? Because VP had that rough start. They built it up for themselves. Any other team playing today that sort of sits in that category too?
Yeah, I think the 4-day break the teams that are suddenly in their stride, now their strats are going to be picked apart a little bit more, like these Spear Breakers, these Bristlebacks. It's like, oh, wait, we can counter this hero. We shouldn't be so afraid. So I think that's going to hurt some teams. And like VP, they've never beat Spirit in the entire year. The organization hasn't beat Spirit for
They've still gotten games
years.
off of them.
Yeah, but that's not a series. I'm not going to go home. Mum, I won a game today. No, it doesn't matter. You're not
I'd be
progressing.
proud.
Yeah, no. But no, she's not. But no, yeah. So I think for VP at least, this 4-day break is going to help them a lot. And we hear the horn.
The horn.
The horn.
Do you guys know what that means then?
What does it mean, Nat? Can you tell me?
Well, it does mean we're hearing the horn. We are excited to get our day started. We've done enough talking about everything that has already happened in the road to the international. So let's open this show. Let's have our first game. Let's start our upper bracket matches.
It is a beacon, sounding a call to greatness that echoes worldwide. A crucible, forging a single contender worthy of rising above the very best. And a celebration, gathering a community of millions to witness history unfold. It is the International, the final proving ground, where the world's finest Dota teams assemble to face each other in the ultimate test. Each challenger has earned this honor through hard-fought victories in matchups around the globe. The journey has tested some more than others, but the favorites and underdogs all know the road to the Aegis defies all prediction, and anyone can carve a new legacy here. The Aegis of Champions returns to Seattle, and with it the eyes of the world. 16 teams compete for ultimate glory. Only one can seize immortality. Who will emerge victorious? The battle begins.
Every team has the potential here. The road to the international playoffs, we're starting today. The vibes are electric, Sheep.
I am feeling it. The crowd is filling up. I'm so hyped right now. I can't wait for the first game. It's so
Well, you don't have to wait too much longer because we're going to bring our very first team out. Let's welcome them to the stage. This team has struggled all year, just missing out major after major. But here they are in the upper bracket, walking out on stage. They have so much to gain for themselves, backs against the wall, and they're going to be up against a tough opponent, an opponent that we're going to welcome to the stage now. This team has done it before, and they could do it again. Our TI-10 champions are walking out here in the convention center at Seattle. They're going to be coming up against Vitrus Pro. They dominated the group stage. They went undefeated. They went undefeated in their best of 3 for the seeding, and they're the favorites in this matchup. Could they continue?
Vitrus Pro has lived in the shadows of all the other Eastern European teams. They finished 4th every single time. They have been like one series away from getting to a major, but they've just never been good enough. But to be in the upper bracket, to be against a team that they've, probably scrimmed throughout the entire year, this is like the nicest moment for them. Like they can finally seek revenge over the teams that have just kept them away from this international stage.
Look, that could be the advantage. It could be the disadvantage as well, knowing your opponent so closely, being able to play all year against each other. They don't have the best head-to-head record sheet. We talked about that one for a little bit, that throughout the whole DPC, in those 3 tours, they weren't able to take a series. Yes, one game, but not a series.
That's just how it be. I mean, especially when you're playing against Spirit, who are so good at the game. I do think it sucks for VP that they didn't get that like precious LAN experience from like the majors throughout the year. And obviously Spirit did, and Spirit gained very many things from that, right? Like they talk on it in their videos. Actually, both of these teams produce vlogs for TI, which have been very fun to watch. It's kind of cool to see how both of them are dealing with the group stage and stuff so far. But yeah, like Team Spirit early on in the year were like, we want to fix up our early game, we want to play more aggressive. Then they play more of these tournaments. They're like, okay, we go to Berlin. We feel like we had a really bad hero pool. We weren't happy with that. They moved to Bali. They're like, again, we feel like our hero pool is lacking. We don't have strategies right now. So they keep moving, they keep improving. Then they get to Riyadh where they're like, okay, we think we fixed this. And they destroy. And it really feels like they know exactly what their problems are, whereas when I watched VP's vlogs a little bit more, they seem a little bit more like, oh, we're having miscommunication issues, we don't, like, stuff is just going wrong, and they're trying to fix it and patch it up as they go.
Yeah, we saw Lal just on our screen before. That's one of the players I really want to highlight here in Team Spirit, because while Spirit did win TI-10, 4 of these players were a part of lifting that Aegis. Lal wasn't it, so he's the only one on this roster that wasn't a part of that winning TI-10 championship, but he doesn't have a TI for himself at all, Rezo. He only joined them this year, and maybe a reason why their year was so slow to start, but now they've worked it all out, and he's really been able to grow into his role as a mid laner.
Yeah, he had some issues at the beginning of the team because it was really hard to fit in for him because he had a different playstyle, and he needs to correct his playstyle to be able to play with Collapse and Yotoro as two greedy side laners, and he needs to be like way more active and find the cohesion between him and supports as well. And I mean, right now you can see like they have this feeling of like where he needs to go, like how he needs to be playing, and he's playing like more of a support role for this team as well. Like he's playing this very active like Earth Spirit Invoker type of heroes and creating all the space that needed for the team for Yotoro and Collapse.
Being active doesn't necessarily mean sacrificial though, T. He could still be, a little bit greedy, just not in the farming way.
Yeah, just got to have your presence on the map. That's kind of what Rezo's kind of hinting at. And for Lal as well, like he started his pro career playing with one of his opponents, Noticed. They started on VP Prodigy together, and then they Noticed was a carry player back then. Then when DeHuck joined the team, it was like Windstrike, and he pushed to offlane. So, Lal, he's kind of been there from the get-go against his opponent. So a nice little bit of rivalry. Again, the booths are so close. Maybe he does give him a little wave mid-game, but it's quite a wholesome series as well.
Yeah, they were on that Bet Boom roster together last TI as well. They ended up coming in 19th, 20th, so not the best placement for themselves last year, but now they're going to come up against each other, Lal and Noticed, in the upper bracket. If you want to talk about captains, though, FNG, he has been around for a little while, hasn't lifted the Aegis for himself, but coming up against Maposhka, it's a tough captain to compare yourself to.
Yeah, so I think for both of these players, they are kind of hallmark Eastern European captains. For FNG, 2015, when he was on VP again, that was his best run at TI, getting top 5. Since then, he struggled for nearly, 4 years in a row, not qualifying to the TI. He's had a bit of a struggle. He had a decent showing with Alliance, but I feel like ever since then, he's always been kind of chasing the glory of the old days. And if there ever was a time, back on the same organization, get some fresh talent, like he's got so much experience to try and deal with, one of the best captains of the region.
You know what I like about players like this is that they are able to come back, like no matter how hard it is, like no matter how hard you've been losing before, like 3-4 years, who cares? Like I'll keep doing my thing and eventually like I'm gonna come back. And this shows strengths in a character to me, because I'm one of these players as well.
Yeah, to be able
recently I had burnout, I just completely was done with Dota. For half a year I wasn't playing, but then I came back and I finished 2nd of TI. So it's like I know how it is. I know how it is like when you feel that pain inside, but then you still like keep going because you have a passion to the thing you're doing and you want to be like one of the best at it.
And the key thing with that graphic we just saw was just Maposhka. I'd say as a 5 right now, he is a little bit more scaling. Like seeing the Enchantress, like the Tusk as well, like these supports, we were saying in the pre-show earlier, they are the supports that with the map changes, the wisdom, the XP, everything, when you get to that 35, 40 minute mark, knowing that your 5 can pack a punch in the team fight and not just be like, I've hit a grave, just you've done nothing, So I feel like Maposhka kind of...
Wait, you're talking about Dazzle right now?
Yeah, no,
That was his voice acting of Dazzle.
Dazzle position 3 is like insane.
No, but FNG's played at 5 and it was so underwhelming because
No, but they have a strat right now with it. Like they have this strat where they can bowl like at the 25-30 minute mark and they could just like go as 5. Yeah. And this is like they play position 5 Dazzle because it's a flex for them, because Notice playing it as a 3 as well.
Oh yeah, like the the team, like Squadix on his TA has been phenomenal. I think he was one of the rampages actually in the
he was.
Yeah, and they played that hero so well. Like you're talking about this bull, it's very effective. I actually think we're going to see Team Spirit potentially ban it in the first phase because when they played against Shopify, they also banned the TA because I think the TA, especially on mid, works so nicely against LoL's heroes, and just the tempo and playstyle of TA, it just seems to be really annoying for Team Spirit. So I would not be surprised if we see that hero banned out.
Yeah.
Let's go a little bit broader again, because Virtus Pro, we talked about Notice, we talked about FNG. I know that you just mentioned Squad there, but Kiritich Squad, and I can never say his name, by the way, the POS 4. Sayu, it is?
Sayush. Sayush.
Is that actually how you say it? Okay. It's because I swear I was getting it wrong.
W is sh.
Sayush? Okay. Let's talk about them. This is their first TI appearance, okay? They've been able to get through qualifiers or attempt at qualifiers, make it quite high there, but not actually making it to the international themselves. So give me some more information other than just how to actually pronounce his name, please, Reza.
I mean, they're so young as well, right? All of their course, like around 20 years old.
Yeah,
so
2021.
It's gonna be like very, very challenging for them to play in the first, hopefully like FNG should be the one who's creating the atmosphere in that team, like along with their coach G, to like, guys, calm down. Like we're here to like prove nothing because we already like in the upper bracket, it's already good results for us. Just like, play your best, then to do whatever you feel like doing. Don't be afraid of like making mistakes. And this is like what they need to be focusing on right now because they need to take that pressure out of their shoulders.
Don't be too result orientated, It's still very fresh, very new for yourself. Anything that you want to quickly add, Sheep, about these new players?
Yeah, FNG, he said himself that he thinks that the key takeaway, the biggest lesson that he's learned is confidence. He says that his team, he sees their potential, he knows what they can do, they can own. He says he gets mad when they show up to any of these official games and they play like chickens. He's like, we need confidence. We just need confidence to get out there and win.
Alrighty, well, the confidence, hopefully they're able to take it in for themselves. But this game one, this first series, we are ready to begin. So let's go.
Team Spirit versus Vitrus Pro. Game 1.
Draft will be coming up on our screen very soon. I know that lobby is full. Now we can get into the nitty gritty of these drafts, of the heroes, who's coming into meta, everything I know you three have been waiting to talk about here for the road to the international. So give me some key picks you think Spirit need to focus on getting for themselves, Reza.
I mean, obviously, Enchantress is one of the top priorities for them. They've been playing with the Treant as well a lot. Primal Beast is one of their top goals for collapse. Earth Spirit as well, like one of the, these are the heroes that people are looking for because they create so much chaos in the fights, and it's so easy to like fight around that already. It just sets a really good base for the team fighting and the strong lanes. Primal Beast, like this Blade Mail heart right now. Everybody's doing that, right? This build, like whatever hero can buy these items, it's in the meta right now. There's also a Bristleback, of course. Like the hero has been buffed insane, and with Aghanim's build, just creates this. Like, I think the distraction point of like any heroes that can go into the fight and take all the attention onto themselves, like it's very big key factor for these drafts.
Yeah, especially when they come online so kind of relatively early. Like Bristleback, he just needs Vanguard, Ags. The Spirit Breaker that we see Spirit running quite a lot with Collapse as well. He gets to like the 24-minute mark, and he's got max points in Bulldoze. He's got some like Octarine to be super tanky, low cooldown on Bulldoze as well. Like these heroes, you need to respect them, but I feel like they're the heroes that really dominate the second phase pick of the draft. Like once you've already set your foundation, if now you're going into a Bristle, now you're going into a Spirit Breaker, there's not enough time to recover your draft and get the correct heroes to deal with them. So you need to, if you care about them, you need to think about them early. You can't just, oh wait, we've got one pick, let's try and fix everything right now with this one pick.
Definitely with the draft change-ups, you don't really get to have that luxury too much anymore where you put everything on that.
Something that's very cool is the teams have like alternating like positions of how they play some heroes. Like a lot of these teams have been playing Wraith King offlane, right? But Spirit are like the team that haven't played offlane. way that Spirit likes to draft is they like to leave their carry for last if they can. Like if they have first pick, they pick it at the end of second phase. And if they have last pick, they try and save it for overall last pick. I mean, you have Yatoro. He's got one of the biggest carry hero pools just in Dota straight up. So that's like a massive asset to have. And he's their win condition, so they want to leave it for later to make sure he has the best game.
And you talk about the break that we had since the group stage. So Collapse, of course, didn't we play Wraith King during the groups too much? And he played it 2 times in his pubs, lost both games. So maybe
we're probably still not going to see it in offlane for Team Spirit.
We can put that on the shelf. But one hero that he has been playing a lot in his pubs is offlane Chaos Knight. He's played 8 games, 75% win rate, and you'd like to think if you're spamming a hero 8 times whilst in Seattle, there is some logic to maybe they are looking at that to be an actual strat that they pull out, but keep that in mind if they are to pick that up down the line.
I think doubling down on something like that is going to be fantastic for them because we're all looking towards flex picks now, right? And if you're able to pick a Chaos Knight earlier on before it gets banned out and flex it between a 3 or a 1, you're always going to be able to put it in a position that has a favorable matchup for itself. They're going to take it out instead. They don't want to come up against it. They don't want to pick it for themselves. They're going back on Spirit Breaker. We saw it in the best of 3 to get it into the upper bracket, and it worked out favorably for themselves.
Wow. Riveting draft, guys.
Okay, the Bristleback I want to talk on more. I'm glad it got picked up because we did some stats about it. We sort of dissected it. Bristle had an amazing win rate. He was looking pretty good, especially for how much he was being picked up and his skyrocket in popularity. But when we segmented it and we looked at only carry Bristle, it was abysmal. It was like 30% win rate on it. Like carry Bristle just was not working out.
Yeah, it also helps where so offlane Bristle, you're playing very forwards. Like every item you buy, you're looking to annoy the next hero on the map you see. You're taking away your enemy's jungle, and if you die, it's like, whatever, I'm just the offlane Bristle, right? But in the carry, there's always going to be things that are slightly different. You need to farm backwards. You're not invading as much. If you die, the game can be disjointed. So
I mean, there's a few things I think about it. Offlane Bristle has the engine, safe lane Bristle doesn't have engines, right?
Yeah,
so that's a big part. And as well, the Virtus Pro, they have the success with the Bristol just because Notice was playing heroes like Wraith King, which already kind of like a carry, right? So he's feeling that role for themselves, and Kiriti is just like being, position 3 type of Bristleback, not even like fully carry.
I'd like to see right now though for VP, if they are going to go for let's say offlane Bristle, I want to see them have like some like Morphling Razor type safe lane where the Spirit Breaker never has kill threat the entire time. He's always kind of like in the lane, hitting creeps, but always getting pressured. I think the best example was when 9 Pandas, they run Undying plus Morphling against the Spirit Breaker. Like that is an impossible lane for him to play because you're always just on the back foot, you're away from the creep waves, you still want to go Midas, you still want to go Octarine, but it's like 10-15 minutes later than you're expecting. And the same thing for Spirit. I'd love to see them go for like a traditional break or something in their lineup because it's a first pick Bristle. Like there's so many
heroes be able to punish it.
That can punish the hero. Just we don't see them because they're kind of out of meta right now.
Yeah, so you have like your Primal Beast, but they get rid of that. Yeah. So he can't get the Ags and have the break. I mean, the problem with picking a safe laner like Morphling or whatever against Spirit Breaker is they can just combine heroes, right? You could have Grimstroke just been picked up by Reverse Pro, but like Team Spirit, maybe they could pick a Skywrath Mage, and then you have that ability to silence from Fog and get a kill that way. If you can just enable yourselves to go and move on the map and take fights, use that pole or whatever, it's like you don't have to worry so much about the carry, and maybe you pick a better carry matchup later down the line.
I'm also thinking about Ancient Operation is a good counter to Bristol as well, because people used to, go for this Blightstone, right?
Yeah. It's such a good combo as well with the Spirit Breaker. You throw down the Vortex, the extra magic damage, you're just pushing out waves so easily, and you're always going to hit your ultimate because Spirit Breaker, he's going to bash, nearly 71% of the time, so it's going to be super easy to keep heroes contained. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing it now, to be fair.
Yeah, it's either that or Skywrath Mage for them. They like the Sky a lot.
They love the Sky. That was something that they kept going back on. In fact, they were even willing to first pick it. That's how much faith they had in that Skywrath.
But I agree with your point that when you see the Spirit Breaker, you should be able to punish it. But like, you need to create a strong lane against it. Probably like people don't want to go for this Undying type of heroes because they don't scale well, right, into the late game.
Like I love like if there's VP, if they do Bristle Grim as an offlane combo, because like if you go, you have Stroke of Fate, you have Inkswell, ways to keep the Bristle alive, but also easily ways to punish on that. So like that should just be the lane in itself. I think VP still got their 5 and their carry to pick up in the draft.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Spirit Breaker. You've talked about ways that you can deal with it, shut it down in the lane, make sure these timings are later. But Chief, do you not feel that Team Spirit are a team that could elongate the game, push it back a little bit more, still make sure Spirit Breaker hits that timing, and still have him have an impact? Like, do you need to focus on making sure the Spirit Breaker still does nothing in the later parts of the game too, in disrupting team fights?
I mean, my personal opinion of Spirit Breaker is it's the most unga bunga easiest hero in Dota right now. So I don't personally think that shutting down his lane is like enough because his spells are just good.
Yeah, okay.
And obviously you're going to do more with this gold and items. I think maybe VP, if they are able to shut down his lane, they can pick up something like, holy shit, they're drafting so fast right now. I was going to say maybe they could pick up something like a Yules to help kill him in the mid game, but it doesn't seem like that's the thing they're going for. It looks like they're just going for a ball that is so hard to kill that Spirit Breaker cannot utilize pickoffs the way that they want to right now, right? You see Spirit Breaker, you see Hoodwink. These are two heroes that they can set up on side lanes. They're going to catch you, they're going to kill you, and they're not going to let you do that. They have a Pugner and a Bristle, and they're just going to go together.
Yeah, the key thing here for VP is Spirit Breaker is very good at elongating the games because he just charges through the waves, keeps playing behind you. And now with VP, it's like Spectre can farm jungle, Bristle will basically protect one wave as it goes down the lane to get to a tier 2 or a tier 3, and then you take the fight from there. And yeah, Spectre pick. These two supports are just food the entire game. Like, if you see them, you pressure ult, you jump on top, you get that kill. If he goes Ags down the line, then they're going to be dying even quicker. So
I love the Spectre pickup because I think this is their best strategy, and they know how to utilize Spectre, and 3D is playing like very, very sick Spectre. So I'm looking forward for some mid hero that is active and is going to be, making plays for the Spectre to hunt in, which right now they don't really have that because Bristleback is just like going to farm itself, and the Earth Spirit is probably going to be banned, so I wonder what the next heroes they're going to be looking for.
Are you a little
like
bit...
Earthshaker or Walker? Oh, and Walker's banned already, never mind.
My only fear with Spirit's lineup right now is, are you a little bit worried it's a bit of scaling? Void needs to buy a farming item +1, Spirit Breaker wants to go for a Midas plus an Octarine. Like, both the side lanes need to greed it up a lot, so there's a lot of pressure on Lal to have that mid hero that can kind of do everything. Because AA Hoodwink together, they can kill anyone on the map. But this mid hero also needs to kind of amplify the supports. Otherwise, it's a lot of farming, a lot of waiting for Spirit's lineup to get online.
Yeah, that's why the Conquer ban is so good as well, right? It's like we've seen against Shopify, the way that Lal's able to just position himself to like protect his carry's farm, and the way that the boat was giving so much damage reduction to like elongate his deaths that he was doing for his team. Like, that was a really key ban.
I mean, also Aghanim's and Shard and Kunkka nowadays is just like too many distractions in the fight. It's the same thing I was talking about Primal Beast and Bristleback. Like, you just create so much chaos into the fight that it's so easy to take positioning. Fang and their Spirit are banned. Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, they have Shakers still, if they want to pick it up.
Team Spirits turn to ban.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Lena.
Choose your hero. Ten seconds remaining.
5 seconds remaining.
Единственный, кто может меня победить, это я сам.
Prepare for battle.
Thank you so much indeed, Nat. And Dota fans the world over, are you ready? We got some games to start for you. We're going to get into the game, don't worry. Trent, I'm so freaking excited. I can't wait. We got Team Spirit facing off against Virtus Pro. The draft is going on. I feel like we're going to be going to like 80 minutes or something already out of the gate.
It's definitely possible. I mean, probably the most terrifying stat that was shown during that whole draft was the GPM of collapse on that one Spirit Breaker game that he played so far. 820. He actually out-CS'd Yadaro on Troll Warlord.
I mean, it doesn't seem fair, honestly.
It's really not. He just charges through the waves, all the creeps die, he's just gathering gold all over the place, and yeah, Spirit Breaker, if it goes late, he doesn't really mind it as much as he used to.
No, I mean, you like Aghanim Scepter, Octarine Core coming out, all of this like incredible mobility, and as Purge talked about at the beginning of this, the bigger map, right? You've got more places to go. It can also mean that you're more separated from your allies, and suddenly there's more pickoffs that happen, and that can be the game-defining thing.
It's true, it's true. But like the panel said, we got options here for Virtus Pro. Certainly the underdogs come in this matchup, but classic thing, regional rivalry, you know? They know their opponents pretty well, so they got a little bit of history. Maybe they can do better against someone who's a little bit more favorited over them compared to someone coming from a different region. Right. And they know these matchups, some former teammates mixed in there as well.
Oh, yeah. No, and I think like that's one of the things to watch for is now we've got this close setup, the team right next to
so close.
As we get into this game, the pause comes out. We'll see if there are any big pop-offs or something.
I want to see someone slam the glass. I hope they've been instructed that that's okay. We're gonna have to check the structural integrity.
Is it okay?
I'd say so.
Break it? I don't know. Not sure what that is going to end up looking like. As heading out across the map, you can see that already Spirit set up on that top side of the river, smoking in, hoping to find somebody. Doesn't look like they're going to find any purchase there. But we did get that little crazy picks coming out at the end. It was the Viper into the Lina. The panel talked about it a little bit. But this is a little bit of a strange matchup. Is it just about the break? What are you seeing with this Viper?
30 seconds
100% the break for the Viper. No doubt about that, right? It's not just the bristle either, right? Got a little extra value added in there for a couple of the heroes. A little bit Lina in there, a little bit of Spectre in there, right? Passives are pretty important. So that can be very helpful. But, you know, Seattle, TI, it's been a while since TI7. Back in those days, Lina Viper. That was pretty common, right?
That was a classic.
Viper used to be kind of this hero for a lot of these Seattle TIs, so seeing this matchup here once again, very interesting.
Oh, they're getting close to each other. The crowd is hungry for blood as they want to see who's going to give it up first, but Yadaro going to back away, not get taken down. By the way, I want to shout out to whoever cheered in the crowd for that Observer Ward D word. Well done. Yeah, that's the spirit that we're looking for today. As Mira will be pushed back a little bit by Kiritich there.
Единственный, кто может меня победить.
Well, as you can see, the players are just getting comfortable here by spamming all their voice lines.
Absolutely.
Единственный, кто может меня
They're using them
победить.
from all over, too. It's a Polaris voice line. It's pretty nice.
They've invested heavily.
Oh, yeah.
Counts here, so it's all good. No surprises in terms of where anyone's going here. And, you know, I gotta say, during the draft, I was looking forward to a couple heroes, but they all got banned.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we didn't get to see the Enchanters from Opojka with his 4 straight wins. Obviously, some quick respect there from Virtus Pro. Not gonna let him have it, and I put some on the A. as the panel called. Super solid, right? Especially when you pair it with this classic Yadro Faceless Void.
I mean, that really does feel like it's going to be the thing to watch for. In the later game engagements, obviously you've got the setups with Collapse Spirit Breaker trying to start the fights, but it's going to be up to Yadro to try and end them with that Chrono, and that sets up for all the rest of Team Spirit's abilities. So something to watch for there. But yeah, Team Spirit coming in undefeated throughout this entire event so far. Been looking really good, and now a little bit of pressure there on the Sage. Not going to be able to do that much to this Pugna, who's so quick and annoying to play as. Little skeleton man.
Yeah, he's super frustrating. I mean, even if AA has a decent pairing, sometimes the movement speed of a Pugna can actually still get out of any sort of attempt at like a cold feed or something. So early on, it's just lots of poking and prodding back and forth. And then, I mean, down here in the bottom lane, you have Mira. One of the less reliable heroes, I would say, these days in the Hoodwink. You know, she struggles a bit, tends to have some pretty low win rates, but the players that really like Hoodwink are big fans. I mean, you can see Platinum tier there from Mira doing a little bit of spamming on the hero. Yeah. And again, another hero that's going to try and make use of the break in this game, a sharpshooter.
Well, and something that you always love to talk about, too, is the ability to run through those little twin gates there. I feel like Hoodwink is one of those that would love to be able to get active around that, like, 5-6 minute mark somewhere in that neighborhood, try and make some rotation and find a kill.
It certainly never hurts. Protector has shown us.
Oh yeah. The bash as he heads out of there. Slow, steady going, and at least at the early stages here, it does appear that things relatively even amongst the two safe lane heroes. At least at the moment, though, Viper is having a better time of it against Alina. 5 denies already. Although Laurel brought down very low. Might have spoken too soon there.
Careful here. 2 points in the Dragon Slave. Wants to keep that harass up. We'll hit one more time. Bit of corrosive haze right away. Skin.
And look at that Laurel.
In the past.
He wanted to go over to pick up that rune, but a little bit scary to leave the wave and trying to look for a bash, not able to quite get one.
The crowd is hungry for blood.
I know, they're ready. They're so ready for this. There's the bash that he was waiting for. I
mean, hey, your Spectre hasn't died.
2 in a row.
Oh, okay.
Oh, be careful now.
Okay, your Spectre hasn't died, and it's 3 minutes in. I feel like that's a win for a lot of support players.
Oh, yeah.
Gets the pull off there as well. FNG.
Dire structures are fortified.
Had a stick. Ready. Never in doubt.
Super fortified.
So far, so good. As Laurel's going to make the move actually for that bounty rune and moving into position. Sage going to try and take it away, and gets there just in time. That hurts. The Viper wanted that refill.
You need that bad. Because like Alina versus the Viper, this is the whole idea, right? You're trying to like whittle down the Viper and try and make them really dependable on resources. So support's coming through, getting rid of bounties, maybe getting rid of these river runes as well. Super helpful. And also, Seuj wants to be stacking camps because you got this Bristleback, right? And as you notice, we got some blocks happening here, right? They already blocked off one of the camps there. They have unblocked the ancient camp now, so it will finally spawn. But that's really going to slow down this Bristleback progression here.
Something to watch for. In the 4-minute mark, no kills as of yet, just trying to dodge away. Notice he's going to pull this replay.
Bushwhack bottom.
An opportunity. FNG gonna go down. They take him, and now Mira might end up going down a second time. Kiritich moves forward and secures that finish. Oddly enough, it was Creeps that got both of the kills. Still, what you want to see.
The play there from FNG at the end is to at least put in the Inkswell to get a return kill, but clearly they win there for Team Spirit, getting the first blood. And one thing that you're going to notice this game too is that Ancient Apparition and Hoodwink do share a similar capacity to amplify magic damage, which is really cool because you get the Boomerang on the Hoodwink later, and they have 3 cores that add a ton of magic damage, which is a pretty cool use of their draft here. So,
coming over to contest this. It's right in his face. Seuj starting to drop down lower. Says, fine, you want to battle, I'll battle you. They are getting very low and will need to run away. So Contest going in, wanting to shut down that farm that you're talking about from the Bristle.
I mean, it's huge. That camp is still blocked out right now. And it's not going to despawn in time either. So it'll be the 6th spawn also going to be blocked. And that's huge for this Bristle. It's the whole point of offlane Bristle is like you want this backup here of these Ancients. Now that being said, he's also doing extremely well on the laning stage right now.
Oh yeah, 35 and 6 so far for that Bristleback. But it does also mean that it's been Faceless Void still having a decent time here. Collapse will charge through, gets another bash onto Kiritich right as he comes into the lane.
have a few denies in his face, though. A little frustrating as we're getting closer to the next spawn. Of course, runes incredibly important in this game. You've got a couple of heroes that would love to be able to pick them up, and Lina makes the move over. Miposhka is there. Light Strike Array to get a haste too. Not bad. This should be Miposhka going down. Squadix makes the move, although, wait, a chance Miposhka, you god! He was almost able to survive through that one. The side step behind the trees. It said it is going to be Sage starting to drop down low. Still a haste turn on Squad X, and that's going to get level 6. Comes in with the Laguna Blade, takes down another.
And of course, you haven't checked out in a while. The Laguna Blade, very interesting now. It does give you some stacks in Fiery Soul. So you might be wondering why sometimes these Linas are just going to fire it out. That's going to be one.
Right. Absolutely. Just get whatever kills you can with it at that point in time. Now, mid lane, they're going to go again, it looks like, trying to find an opening onto Miposhka, forcing him back. And one more hit. Oh, 19 HP, just barely able to get out of that one.
That farm going here, and it is interesting too with this Faceless Void pick because they sort of have an interesting relationship, the Bristleback and the Faceless Void, because like, you constantly have these quill stacks in the beginning stage, which is something that you can't really manage well time. If you want to play.
Returns, tries to get onto him.
But the counterplay, that's Bristleback or Faceless Void, but he's deal time dilation throughout this game. And Bristleback really doesn't buy a lot of Dispel these days. That's not something that you really want to opt for. So that's going to be really frustrating for Novus because he has to constantly deal with this time dilation with his quills.
Right, might need to get a little bit of help from some of his allies there. And of course, you have the other nice little pickup, which is going to be the Grimstroke Inkswell later on with that Dispel. But it's something to watch for, no doubt about it. How they make through style. Oh, this is a bit small. Layering gear. The distance to get out, but now Kiradit shows up too. They're committing heavy for this kill. They want to take him down, and they're going to get him.
Spectre. Level 1, 60-second cooldown has the urn complete and now stocked up. And looking towards that very common progression right now of Blade Mail into Radiance. That's currently the plan.
Okay.
Steve sticks to it.
I mean, you come into this, you think Team Spirit's going to be the favorites, haven't dropped a game yet. Now you look at the net worths, they're looking pretty good across the board. It's been a solid showing so far for Virtus Pro.
Squadix is terrified, man. He's been sitting in this tree line for assault 20 seconds. I know. Not coming down there.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Catch him. So the ward that's placed down just out of vision. Not sure if that one was scouted out by Virtus Pro or not, but at least for now, they're going to keep him fine and dandy, and Squadix stays in the middle.
Yeah, the tower stays up. Sayuch is nearby, ready to help, but also gets off another double stack here. So despite a lot of blocking out early of these camps, there's a sizable bank here for this Bristleback to come back to, and that's going to help progress you into that Aghanims on the earlier part of this game, which is, of course, one of the main reasons why you're seeing this hero so often now.
So close right now to a couple of really key levels that could set up for a kill down bottom.
He's under attack.
What, about a quarter of the way towards it for the Hoodwink, with Collapse already having making another move. The Spectre getting involved early. We're still back. And charge coming through. It's going to be Virtus Pro backing out. So they force the rotation and then back away.
A little poking shadow step there. Something you can kind of afford to do now with the lower cooldown. So far, we haven't seen one of the main fears that you would think with a Lina this game, which would be a Spirit Breaker.
Right.
Because Lina, not really a Yule's buyer necessarily anymore. That isn't something that we see all the time. That used to be like one of the options, of course. Might have to be a consideration for Squadix this game, but I'm hoping to avoid that right now. Clap's just been a bit too busy in the lane, trying to get towards that Midas.
Dyer's top
Another
tower is under attack.
Opportunity to maybe collapse. They haven't been able to get the runes to pair with them.
Tower is under attack.
A little unfortunate for Team Spirit as Arcane was denied by Miposhka, so they at very least didn't give that one away to Lina.
It does look like top tower. He's going to be the first one to fall here.
Wait a minute. Yadaro does not have a Midas queued up. What's happening? Trent.
He must be confused.
What's going on, buddy? We'll see if it is the build eventually, but it looks like they want to get aggressive as Spectre makes another move.
Oh, that's so sick. How annoying is that? Get Inkswell down bottom, Shadow Step up top.
That's
for the kill under the tower as it's so low with the catapult coming through. I mean, this is just guaranteed gone. But yeah, Yadaro's gone for the treads into the Mask of Madness. So he does have a little higher elements of aggression, perhaps to try and pair up with this Spirit Breaker, Viper. Maybe even thinking about some of the timings that Virtus Pro are trying to hit. And you want to be ready to fight in those situations.
Oh, yeah. Well, and again, for the fighting with Virtus Pro, it feels like because Spectre's gone this Urn build, can get really up in people's face quickly, and is building into that Blade Mill has it done. So ways for both Noticed and the Spectre to kind of take stacks now. Virtus Pro are really starting to cook.
Yeah, cooking indeed here. You can see 3 points into the Nasal Goo. The single point Brisback has become pretty common on Brisback lately. Sometimes you go for 2, but if there's multiple instances break, I mean, obviously you want to put as few points as possible because you're just going to get more damage the more points you have in Goo. Kind of the dream right now.
And the stats too. We've been seeing a lot of people just scale them up consistently, but now finally Noticed. Going LSA though to turn it, and the life drain to heal it back up. Can't get anything out there. Viper's in trouble. Mapochka trying to run away. Team Spirit went up the wrong hill.
Oh. Just a great example of the importance of positioning there too. When all you have is an Aether Lens, you know, that's just all preemptive. Great knowledge there from Virtus Pro, because that's not like a blink save or something, right? It's just Squadix understanding what kind of moves are going to be coming out here from Team Spirit, and to defend your Bristleback while getting that giant bank of gold. Everything is just going right for Virtus Pro right now.
And Collapse feels like he's not even comfortable going on to FNG because of the threat of the Spectre showing up. I mean, why not give him the tip? He knows the danger could be coming the other direction. Man, I like this too from Virtus Pro because it feels like they've set themselves up to be in a position where play defensive, get into our items, and then we'll hit our... I mean, and it almost feels like Team Spirit are the one that kind of need to be playing on the aggressive foot.
I think we might see that soon, right? We got level 6 on the Ancient Apparition, level 6 on the Hoodwink. Could see some smokes down bottom, perhaps, trying to chase the Spectre. The worst thing that can happen is if you try and make a move towards Spectre, and then she immediately like haunts somewhere else for a kill.
Right. Gotta be wary of that for sure.
Currently, Kurtic pretty static down bottom at the moment.
And from the is going to connect. I've seen, like we saw in that little graphic a few minutes ago, a lot of stacks being built that are now going to start to get claimed. But yeah, 13.5 minutes. Virtus Pro still sitting pretty, just farming, but they're going to smoke now.
Yeah, and he's going to leave that bottom lane too, because he actually got a little peek at Mira as he was swapping between the trees. So Vitrus has moved up top. Perhaps they're going to try and see if that'll be a little bit of a fake here.
Yeah, I mean, Yadaro is up here. He's back over near the little hot tub area.
This has been his new map. This jungle.
I mean, but everybody knows that this is where you end up going. Squadix is just going to instead head on over to farm, not feeling like they want to make the dive behind the tier 2 and instead just go to the farm.
And over the Mighty Mines here. And then immediately back to the
top tower is under attack.
2-7. Again, a bit of a slow one with Virtus Pro picking up the majority of those kills. Every move that Team Spirit's made for the last few minutes has been rebuffed. And it feels like they're, at least for now, somewhat content to keep farming. Try and get into their items.
Courage down bottom. Kind of pick up SMG.
Makes the move, but this is the problem. You go immediately, Collapse needs to keep his distance from Mira now, goes for the TP out. That's going to keep him safe. But this is why you can't make those dives. Even against this support, like the fact FNG can sit here, huge for them. Although now, no haunt. Okay, Mira comes in to clean up.
All right, trying to get something going here. Squadix already up to the boots.
Mid lane. Chrono
Radiant's bottom tower
I mean,
is
they're
under
chronoing for the
attack.
Yeah, but they got him.
That's right.
Yeah.
Radiant's towers are fortified.
Okay, not
Just
great.
like
That's true.
Dire's top
Bit of a long
tower is
cooldown.
under
To be
attack.
fair, he's also just been hitting neutral creeps this whole
Radiant's
time.
bottom tower is under
I
attack.
need something here from Yadaro. And Squadix is currently looking towards that Yule, which makes sense. Right?
Yeah.
Super solid versus Spirit Breaker, and just a quality item.
And eventually, you know, he'll be able to build Wind Waker too, right?
That's right. We got progression on that item now.
I do love that item. That one's pretty cool.
I saw quite a few, I'd say, in the so far.
Poor Mapochka. They try and turn. Actually gets the Ice Vortex off. Will it be enough damage, though? Lina in trouble. Charge through onto 3. Collapse. He's got to get out of there. LSA is going to connect. Stun for a while. Collapse turns. Wants to get a bash. Not going to find it. And in the end, it is going to be another kill going the way of Virtus Pro. Spirit the move. They got a chrono for kills.
Yeah, and you got Notice here mid, also pushing this in a little bit. Not going to commit though, but looks. I see. Shield rune up top there, so to grab that for. Yeah, immediately pings. I have a shield rune. We are taking this tower.
Yeah. Got to make the move, but already in to deny it.
Has been denied.
So give a little tip there onto Laurel. Having to play Viper. we cheer for the Viper, and then you actually have to play it. It feels different for the players, probably.
Well, it's interesting, too, because, 1 point pixel back, the break isn't necessarily even... I almost think it's more valuable for the Spectre.
Oh, definitely.
Than it is for the Bristle.
Yeah.
They're losing map. They've lost the mid tier 1, they've lost the top tier 1. Yadora's been
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
12 minutes at this point. Now
I just that this is like quintessential Spirit way, right? When we think of all those games that we used to watch of theirs, it would be a big turnaround kill that made everything work for them. And could this be it? Maposhka gets away as they take down the Lina. A very nice combination to get their kill.
See how that got set up, but that was really cool because he was just charging the wave. I don't know if they knew that he was nearby, but he's actually charged the wave and used that for the mobility to get in there for the Nether Strike.
Pushka's still sitting so low up there on the top side. This collapse is going to get ran at by Notice. TP's away.
I feel like there's games where you can tell the teams immediately after draft are like, okay, they're low on stuff. Yeah, right? Because it is true. You've seen these like really quick TPs a couple times here because they're recognizing there's not a lot of stuff here. Mira, though, he does get stopped in his tracks there.
That is a great kill. Aghanim Scepter. Collapse as well. Very strong. And yeah, looking for more. Collapse tries to run out. Gets stunned and brought down. 11-5. They are all over them.
This is the kind of swarming that you're hoping for with this lineup right now. In lane, though, you have Yadro here. He's got Maelstrom. He's got Mask of Madness and Ultimate Orb, and he needs to get involved. Seeing what's happening to his team. I felt like they wanted to try and set up for something, but against Squad's just not getting caught trying to push out waves.
He's been doing a really good job of staying active when he needs to. That kill up top there was the first death for the entire game. We'll see if he can keep up that type of momentum as, ooh, that one hurts. That was almost the completed Octarine core done for the Spear Breaker.
Yeah, not quite.
Middle tower is not what it used to be. That's what there's carnage underway at Radiant's top tower.
It's definitely, if I remember back to some of those potential Spirit games, they'd lose a lot about crazy comeback happened. Can it happen again? Ice Blast is out, but the Decrypt, they don't feel comfortable going for more. Have to back away. They force out a lot of movement. But now Yadro, he's in further trouble. Starts to drop. The time off to get away, but I mean, it's only going to be a moment. They did manage to kill Lina at the same time. They found him on the back line.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It is a 19-minute Spectre Radiance with Urn and Blade Mail.
So that looks of it.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower.
Can they really attack and set up on a tower with these heroes? Not really. You know?
No, there really isn't much push on their team. I mean, Lina to some extent, but we've seen what can happen. Like, if they commit hard to Lina, she's going to die. Has to play it a little bit more conservatively back away from the building. As 20-minute mark comes around, still only a 3,000 gold lead. For doubling their kills, Virtus Pro haven't been able to create that separation you want to see yet.
Certainly true.
Oh, there's the Midas.
Yeah, now we're sorted. Okay.
As they hold down this bottom lane and Pro take the top side of the map, the other thing that you might start thinking about would be a Roche play. Obviously can take it to some extent with the Bristleback, having that minus armor, but not a great Roche taking lineup until that Spectre gets into Manta, really.
Not a whole lot of vision out on the map either for Vitrus Pro. Might be something they're trying to fix right now. Not sure if they have some words coming out. There's tons of vision coming from Spirit, which is really important for Spirit Breaker, of course.
Look at this. As soon as he shows up on the wave, and then Collapse is just sitting there, taunting as they go on him, realizing you can't actually go for that kill, and then they back away. Yeah, it barely tickled him. I mean, do you think that maybe if your team's Spirit, you think about getting active when you know that Haunted? I don't know.
The red mist spreads at Radiant's middle tower.
Like, I wouldn't want to waste Chrono right now. That's how I would think about for Team Spirit, right? Like, if you could find a fight,
Radiant's
maybe
middle
Roche, that
tower
could be
has
worth it.
fallen.
I think they're definitely capable of taking it if they get a significant kill. But then you have to worry about things like, you know, is it going to be valuable enough for a buyback Shadow Step?
Right.
You know, could that create some serious issues for us? Collapse has also purchased up the Planar Pocket.
Oh, wow.
Like a straight up purchase early on. If you catch the right spell,
yeah,
it is insanely valuable. But like when you're trying to get Shadow Blade and stuff, that seems like a really heavy investment.
It is.
He has no hope of getting from the Tormentor though. That's for sure. He is top of the board right now for Team Spirit. So.
Right. Yeah. If you want it, you got to get it. I mean, I guess it is, like you said, just a crazy amount of magic resistance to help out. As down bottom, they managed to find Koshka, whose Glimmer Cave's trying to escape. Actually, almost survived that one, but the jump forward, Chrono now on the two with the LSA! Oh, he's in Chrono! Is it still going to be enough to get him out, though? The D-Prep is there, along with the Yule Scepter charge through on the stage. They find him the second go. Moving forward on the squad, they get him on the bushwhack. They need a little bit more damage, but they're not finding him! The LSA to save his own life, eating a Chrono. Even time can't stop this guy.
And he finally got Sayush into the same time, which is so unlikely to happen. This is an Aether Lens Pugna with Glimmer. Like, what are the chances you catch him inside the Chrono with Alina? You finally do it, and he gets off a godly LSA to save himself, and into the Roche pit they go. 5k lead, potential Aegis being set up for them right now. This is everything Virtus Pro wanted with their draft.
I don't know if Virtus Pro heard. Oh, no. No. Five more damage. Can he get away? He's slowed. He's silenced. LSA to finish.
The supports were smoked, trying to get here as fast as possible.
Hey, yo, that bristleback kill, though, right?
I mean, got him.
Now they move it in, but Roche, it's all gonna fall. I'm scared to rise up on that move. They're too late. You still want it. Can they get? But the silence is already there. Grimstroke on point, and with the soulbind down, he's gonna. Grimstroke is very good. Hero is crazy.
Yeah, silence has been really on point so far, as well as those Inkswells too. But yeah, 4 points. Phantom Super. It's 4 points Inkswell. Really good here. I mean, negative win rate.
Apparently.
Yeah. That works, I think.
Well, to be fair, though, it is on Radiant, so, you know, that was a positive win,
fair.
right? 4 minutes left on this Aegis, and we'll see what they decide to do with it. Virtus Pro, smoke up as 3. They've got Spectre on the other side of the map, ready to join them. Now, Spirit, they're also very grouped together with the exception of Collapse. Depending on how this fight goes, could turn their fortune slightly. 10 seconds until Chrono. And they can't go for that. They're gonna back a little bit more to be around their ancients.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But I think to feel comfortable and like, I mean, you can never feel comfortable against Team Spirit, but I really want to see Virtus Pro pull in the lead out further over the next couple of minutes here.
Well, we'll see if they can fight back here.
Collapse charges in, finds one. Notice. Wow, damage out onto Lina, but now the turn onto Laurel. Can't chance. There's way too much damage coming out with BKB on a Noticed. can't do anything.
They're just gonna retreat back. Collapse just charging across the map right now.
Yeah.
And so some pretty cool ideas here. They have this ward in the mid lane that's giving him some like preemptive vision on the waves, which is something that's going to be super cool for Spirit to keep the game going. So the deeper wards that you can get as the supports on Team Spirit, that'll allow Collapse to try and catch these waves just randomly across the map. You still a charge run through them, and well, there it is, folks. The 26 minus for the Viper. I hope your seats are comfortable.
Oh yeah.
Team Spirit are going to do what they can to take this game as late as possible.
I mean, we'll see if it actually... Notice he's getting charged again. Collapse. He sees that ice path. He's hungry. Although the ice blast is about to wear out, so he's gonna have to cancel that charge. Heritage gonna get connected by the Black.
If you hit it enough,
Right side, Aquatics. He is just going to head out across map. But yeah, I mean, you can see Laurel, like, obviously, Midas getting picked up. He is game. Pretty dope, the old Viper.
It's a risky pick.
Middle tower is under attack.
I feel like you see a Viper, everyone kind of thinks it. It's like, I wonder if they'll pick Viper this game. They never really do, but
Sheds a tear
grabbing it
for
here.
Radiant's courier.
Got that courier. I mean, that's the kind of stuff you got to do. That was actually the completed Agatams right now, so no flamethrower for Squatix. Oh, Collapse. Oh, you got
find him. Although, charge through, tries to escape, you will belong. Yes, punished. That's what gets ults my courier.
And noticed right now. I Blink Dagger. Because how do you start these fights right now with Vitrus Pro?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Goodness. And now I'm tries to escape. There is no escape. Man takes him down.
It's such a good read on the game from Notice. He's like, I can't die.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna blink whatever like objective we've got to take. I'm just gonna blink on it. And then that's gonna give vision for my Spectre. It's gonna give lots of space for my Lina. I might get Inkswelled and saved with the hard spell. Right, I got Pumping backing me up here as well. We got 2 Yules, we got Glimmers, we got Decreps. So I'm just going in.
I mean, and speaking of, you know, going in build. Oh, Yadro. I mean, he gets the Wisdom Rune, but he's going to pay for that. No, Time Walk. Gets away. Time Dilation. Chrono now. On to one. Wants to find that kill.
Okay.
The says, yeah, I'll take that one and get out. Why not?
All right, he's gaming. Crowd likes that. Team Spirit fans in the building.
I mean, that's what she...
You know, he actually did get the Vindicator's Axe too, by the way. Which,
okay.
Kind of the luckiest thing with the build that he went, of course. That is the dream.
Dude.
That is terrifying.
Dude, Blink Ags Bristleback in every game, please. I want it. That is awesome looking. I mean, he gets overwhelming. I mean, he's going Lotus next. He doesn't need anything else besides this. He just needs to stay alive.
Yeah, finally finding a way into a lighter dispel other than like the hardcore BKB. So I won't have to beat BKB for like time violations every single time or something.
Right now, nobody
Dyer's
home
middle
on
tower
the
is
side
not
of
what
Team
it used to
Spirit
be. That is for certain.
Aegis for a while. They're still feeling I mean, we've seen a lot of high ground pushes go badly. Vitrus Pro, is this going to be a little bit too bold of a move, or are they comfortable just continuing to make this? They'll force out the glyph. They stick around for more. They seem to have the heroes for it, but I just can't help but feel uncomfortable. We've seen so many high ground pushes go bad. But a Yule Scepter lift up. Have they found the secret, the way to break it on to Collapse? He's stunned, but there's the pushback. Ice Blast afterwards connects. Notice starting to fall lower and lower, but not going to go down. And with Spectre in the backline destroying Mapochka, he's finding more. Heritage tries to TP out. Does he have a way to escape? The life drain heals him back up, and now Laurel also in trouble. Vitrus Pro. We don't want to go late game. And Yadro not there to help out BP. Trying to put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, he's got no chrono. Not a whole lot he can do in the situation. Trying to delay as much as they can. They need him if they want to hit these ice blasts. If they want to do some crazy combos.
Not gonna happen. They're onto him again.
Yeah, they're the ones getting comboed right now. That Aghanim's, after getting killed on the courier, finally delivered. Spotix, so things only getting harder now for Team Spirit.
Goodness.
They have to find some crazy vortex, boomerang, insane magic amplification damage here for Yadro to try and get a kill, and then he's going to be chronoless.
Man,
Dyer's middle
well, he jumps in and then the blink away from the Bristleback immediately. I mean, you talked about
Shadow Step.
Looking.
Spectre players, no dust. All right, everyone relating right now.
Oh, gotta run away, run away. Those illusions are gonna kill you, Mira. Oh, run, keep running, scurry away from there, little hoodwink. Dude, just going down. Oh my god. That was, that jump in at the last second there was almost enough to take down the Hoodwink.
It's a little bit of panic.
I really like this Blink Dagger on Bristleback.
It was so good. Great pickup.
That's
Blown open the game. Take another look at this fight and what could have been something from Collapse, but just gets absolutely demolished there inside the base.
It's tough because what can you really achieve in this defense, I guess, right? I think they were maybe just hoping they could dissuade them a little bit because they can't win a full fight without the Chronosphere. Roche maybe in 5 seconds here, so that's definitely what Virtus Pro are playing for. They just want to get the Aegis, go back towards the high ground. Pretty simple for them at this point. And it's going to be a 2-minuter. So some time for Team Spirit. Can they get anything that can... Tough one.
I mean, yeah, it feels like it needs to be better fights, but Virtus Pro are playing such disciplined Dota that they're not giving them those opportunities. Now, a smoke up 91 separated might be the answer. Outer row right in front of Kiritich, but right next to him too. Thin Bushwhack there. They find out it's already dead. Maposka, no Ice Blast got out, and now they're in trouble. They gotta run away. Kiritich onto him. Chasing, looking for more leash. Now trying to escape. Collapse, gets the charge through, connects onto him. Another Bushwhack. Jump back from Yadro. Laro, he can't get away as quickly. They're gonna run down. This Viper doesn't have anywhere else to hide. Notice the charge is going out onto him. Collapse needs to get away. He is gonna die. The Flame Cook bonus, the blink forward from the Lina. They're just finding kill after kill after kill. Virtus Pro will not be denied. This game number one, they want to take the lead as they head straight on in. These tier 4 towers, as a matter of fact, say, yeah, we don't need another Rax.
Man, we don't get to see a lot of Lina these days, but what a game from Squad. Just perfectly positioned this entire game. 9-2 and 9. And then utilizing the Flame Cook as well to just fly right over the wall. Hiding in the trees, lurking behind all of his allies. A Spectre and Bristle up front, making it so simple. And the backup stage of FNG.
They've had enough.
I mean, what a game.
They can't do anything. Absolutely perfect performance from Virtus Pro. Young squad of players led by one old head in FNG. A very similar formula to how Team Spirit won TI just 2 years ago. We'll see if they can make it happen again, but already Virtus Pro off to a great start. So they're going to claim that victory, and that crowd, let them hear it.
Giving it up here. I mean, yeah.
Thank you guys so much. I mean, Virtus Pro, they had a monumental task against them. They've done it in game 1. It is a best of 3, so there are still some chances for Team Spirit to be able to come back. But in this game 1, there was no space for them. This team is known for creating space for themselves. Yutoro being able to farm seemingly off the map, out of nowhere, coming into a team fight and being one of the most farmed cores, but it didn't happen this time around. Maybe the changes to spec, Kiritich on spec, is all that needed to happen, Sheep.
I'm sorry, VP. I wasn't familiar with your game. It was, I mean, holy shit. They played so well. They played their timing perfectly. They built their items perfectly. Like, they were just on it. I think Team Spirit struggled so much to ever get any foot in the game. Like, this Bristle free farmed so hard. You know, like, when he's coming out at such a high level with all the items that he wants, and you can't do the damage against him because of like this Pugna and all these items. It's just Viper does not like being ran at, and he struggled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Would have thought. I mean, I think a lot of, you know, we mentioned that they have no really active heroes on the line side, you know, on the side of VP, but Spectre early on created. He made so many space by himself, just haunting onto heroes and killing them, and then killing towers by himself and creating so much space for his team. Along with the notice, when he got his timings, he bought a blink and he made a pickoffs on Bristleback himself. Like, who is doing pickoffs on Bristleback ever? Like these players, they were so in state of like this flow where they would just like not have any fear playing against Team Spirits. The TI champions. They just won Riyadh as well. They won another tournament. And look at this VP. They're just so confident. They're just doing their plays. And even by themselves sometimes, like alone completely. And every move that Team Spirit had to make, like Virtus Pro was ready for that. Their supports was already there, preventing that move from happening.
Yeah, and for me, I feel like VP, they just perfectly understood how to shut down Yotaro, right? He's finishing the game 2-3 and 2. Think about every chrono. 8 minute, he chrono to run away from a fight. Or at like 22 minutes, Lina preemptively LSAs to prevent the chrono from being effective.
That was the most beautiful line tracker I've ever seen. To be able to get the positioning, the timing, knowing everything that was about to play out, saved him. It was phenomenal.
And then on top of that, 28 minutes, he's chronoing again to keep himself alive. And 29, they lose rack. So I feel like they just perfectly understood if you prevent the chronos from coming off correctly, from connecting with the AA blast, with the toxins, then they're going to be in a difficult spot. So yeah, VP perfectly understanding how to just shut down Yotaro on this Faceless Void. Not a single chrono which was actually kind of impactful at progressing the game for Team Spirit.
I think the big issue was that Laurel has a Viper, right? And if you're not buying some Royal Faetus on that hero, you kind of like, you don't have any like space to make moves. And this is what they were like in this trio that could run around and make space for Collapse and Yotaro to farm, but they didn't have that. They tried these moves for a few times, but Virtus Pro prevented that. And from that point on, like, it's very hard to come back into the game for Spirit.
Viper does not protect his carries farm. Like, he's just not that hero unless he's owning. So it was just very difficult for them to ever do anything. And I also want to point out, like, when you said he used his chrono defensively, I really loved them being so in tune with like the timings of the map. They were using like the wisdom, it was the wisdom rune bait, right? Like Yotaro showed up on their side of the map. They set up for it. Exactly, they took advantage of that. I think VP were just very, it felt like they were very clear-headed in everything that they were doing that game.
Look, that could have been, we talked about the 4-day break, right? That could have been the factor as to why they're able to come so prepared of different VP than we saw at the early stages of group stage. But we're not going to be talking about just this game. We've got to check in with the crowd. We've got to check in with Tsunami.
That's right. I'm here to give you all a lay of the land as we are here in the Seattle Convention Center, referred to as the Summit, and I want to take you on a brief little tour. Right now, standing behind me is our foreign language panels. We got a Russian, Spanish, and Chinese up there on what we call the Fortress. Now, why is it called the Fortress? As you can see, it's got some castle-y imagery, the stone wall, we got these flags, and we've got a barrier encouraging us to show respect, show deference, because this is the road to the international after all. And as these teams get through the castle, well, they gotta go into their booths. On these booths, we have brought them back. You saw the blog post, Argon infused, and some nice little plush carpet as well. Oh, so luxurious. Very clean also. And carpeted. They face off against each other because they are hoping to get the Aegis. As you can see, we have two sides of the crowd here. One behind me. Guys, you're behind me, right? Yeah, they're behind me. And we got that side over there. Hey, you guys over there? How's it going? Right now, they're taking pictures with the Aegis, but we're on our journey to figure out who's going to win that Aegis. This is the other team, and it looks like this might be the winning booth because VP is playing in there as we make our journey to the English casters. Give us a wave, Gabe and Trent. How's it going?
What?
Give us a wave.
I can't hear. I can't hear you.
I can't hear you.
No.
That's radio silence.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye. That's the English casters, and up on our fortress is the English panel. There's Slacks. Oh, fair Slacks. Let down your hair, Slacks.
Shut up, Tsunami. Thank you, sorry. Shut up. Hello down there, everyone. What a great view. Yeah, it's pretty cool in here, man. I like this. You know, fort over here, some blue in the middle. I like to dub this place Two Fort. I made it up myself. It's a completely me reference, but incredible stuff. The crowd is up. It's early. It's before noon. They're still screaming. What a cool game. And the view up here is phenomenal. I truly feel like some kind of Dota bourgeois. But yeah, that's your little tour of the panel, the whole arena. So we'll send it back back to that panel. Back to you. Back to you, panel.
Slacks, you're right there. I didn't
Back
even.
to
Hello.
us.
I am right here.
Bugs around here,
Bye-bye.
Slacks. This man has absolutely no respect for the fortress. Did you not hear Tsunami? We deem respect on this fortress over here, Slacks. Be gone with you. We're gonna draw our eyes away from the arena, the beautiful arena that is here down at the convention center in Seattle. You guys can still come down. The weekend is only beginning for us, and this series is still only beginning. Game 1 was done and dusted. We loved the look of Virtus Pro, and I think it's pretty easy to say everyone underestimated what they were going to bring to the table today, Sheep.
Oh yeah, I did. I straight up went out there and said, yeah, I think we can all say the Team Spirit are the favorites. Yeah, great job, Team Spirit. Good job. Let's go. No.
Yeah. Little did we know Virtus Pro were actually the Megaminds all along. And look, it's not your fault. Maybe there's just not enough information out there about them. And if you're falling in that category, that you don't know much about VP, then listen up, because we got a video giving you all the details about this team, Virtus Pro.
4 second DPC started, manager approached me and basically asked me, do you want to play? I kind of wanted to play, but it's hard to start from the zero, right? You need to get players, you need to get a slot into DPC. And obviously it was a good chance to come back and teach new players. They don't have experience, so it was like my main goal. We kind of succeeded in the end because we made it to TI, but the results weren't the best.
Consistently placing 4th in each tour meant Virtus Pro missed out on the majors. However, their fortunes turned in the Eastern European qualifiers. Under FNG's inspiring leadership, the team clinched the coveted remaining spot for the international.
Even if you experience, it doesn't mean that you will be a good captain or a good player, a good teammate, and so on. It still takes some time and it still takes some results. You basically need to show your teammates that they have to respect you. At least for me, but maybe for some other people, like Papi, for example. Everybody respects Papi, he doesn't need to prove anything, but I'm other guy, not Papi. I never wanted to be a captain. I'm the most laziest person in the world. I would like to sit at my home, do nothing and get money, live my life. But for some reason, it's always been like that in teams that I played, they want to have a leader. And that's basically what happened in a lot of my teams. Adaptation is a skill that helps you to work on issues that happen right now and do it in one day. Not like, okay, I need whole months basically to fix this issue. No, you have a game tomorrow. You need to fix it right now. This is, I would say, what is like the biggest thing in this team. That's what I hope we will bring into TI.
I'd say they've done a pretty good job of adaptation. Reza, I mean, how would you feel? You had it last year, you had that week break, but now there's a whole nother week between groups and going on. Like, what did you guys do during that time for last TI? And what do you think VP did to be able to come in so strong for this series?
I mean, you're usually trying to figure out the best heroes for the meta and figure out the things that people are not using to beat them. For example, you see this Viper, people probably thought about how to counter the Bristleback and Spectre. So they found this Viper, but Viper doesn't really fit into the overall strategy, right? Where you have 3 heroes that are running around together and making space. So I think teams most of the time, they're playing pubs and trying to figure out to be ahead, a little bit ahead of everybody else to, come to here and make their own stuff happen, and not for other teams not to expect that.
Yeah. On top of that, it's actually you have a captain like FNG where if a player comes to you and says, all right, I really want to play, let's say, Zeus mid or Kotal mid, right? Other captains, other teams might just put that straight away down. It's like, no, we don't want to deal with that. But I think for FNG, we're kind of seeing a little bit of just open-mindedness. Okay, I'm down to accept this new idea, and then we'll try and incorporate it in. Of course, Spectre, only 10, 11 games so far at TI, but Kiritic is now 4-4 and wins, undefeated. So small things like this help a team make runs at TI for sure.
It does feel like their players have freedom what they want to do in the game. They don't have strict plan of 25 minutes, we get this time and we go there. But they have freedom of a Spectre Kiritic, if he wants to hound in on the other side of the map, he does it because they have this freedom. And FNG is basically the captain of allowing these players to have free feel in the game.
Do you feel that he plays Spec in a different way as well, Sheep? People could still play Spec passively. You could still do the stereotypical of what Spec used to want to do, wait until
pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Puck.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
Templar Assassin.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Radiant team pick. Warchief. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Choose your hero.
banned. But it does certainly slot in really nicely. But so many of his favorite heroes that have been banned every single series except this one, like the Brewmaster, was there for so much of that draft.
I know.
And then just gets banned at the end, and he's a dog.
It's kind of crazy how that goes, but it makes sense as well. And as we get into this game number 2, Team Spirit not being dissuaded. They're starting off with a lot of voice lines and starting out with keyboard. Oh no! You can't even caps lock the whole way through. It's a real tragedy.
It's got serious
Why
problems.
don't you take this time to wash your face?
Oh, there you go. A classic line as well. They're ready. They still can't caps their way through. But we're getting into this one now.
He's excited, you know?
He is. Laurel Puck, though. I mean, you and I both have talked a lot about it. As a hero, we don't like Puck that much right now.
Puck haters, yeah. Okay.
But Laurel is one of those guys that, as they are able to bait out a sentry at the gun, he's one of those guys that makes this hero look good. Already got a rampage on it, as the panel talked about. I'm expecting big things from him, and he's going to need to do it, particularly playing into the TA matchup.
The reason why, you know, I'm a Puck hater is certainly that you need a lot of things that work together with you to make the hero do well, you know?
Right.
And they have that in this draft from Team Spirit for sure. I think that this whole idea of like Dream Coil setup, if the Dream Coil latches onto the target you want to kill here, the follow-up is pretty ridiculous. You're going to have like an Inkswell partnered on top of something like the Tusk, snowballing in, continuous control. It sort of centralizes the fight in one spot, and then that's going to allow the Muerto to try and position as much as possible. And then, of course, that final pick there of the Dawnbreaker to cement it all in, because Puck these days just doesn't quite have the damage. You look at Puck's damage numbers on the spells, they haven't gone that much over the years. Gone up that much, despite how much tankier everyone is.
Everybody else gets talents and cool Aghanims,
neutral items,
stuff, right? Like, and for Puck, it's been these right-click builds coming out with the Coil combination that hasn't really been that explored yet, but maybe something that we'll see eventually. Both be able to claim up the bounty rune. Is on in and takes one away, easy peasy for Team Spirit.
Again, I think that's how we started the last game as well, right? A quick observer ward kill here.
God, so that's now double sentry and another one. What is happening? Got gold to spend for days. And then again, we talked a lot about Team Spirit here, but for Virtus Pro, they dropped down that Phoenix pick, and then you were talking about it. They spent a minute of their reserve time just trying to figure out what they were going to first pick on Team Spirit. It took them forever.
Yeah, they spent a lot of time trying to decide, which is kind of scary, but you know, they've wound up with a draft here that I think they feel pretty comfortable with overall in terms of their heroes. But in their actual vlog, they talked quite a bit about Phoenix.
Yeah.
Now some of the time they feel like it's a pretty strong hero right now, and for good reason. Everyone's super tanky, and not only do you have percent-based damage, but percent-based heal.
It's very strong. Robotics underneath tower, trying to get some pressure now into Laurel, find a couple of denies, but with the orb forward, he's still able to get a few of them. Takes a good chunk of tower hits on its way out, but you can see this is why the counter exists.
And this is also why you've been seeing a lot of TA bans coming up against Virtus Pro several times in the first phase as well, including in our first match here. You know, it was the first ban in the previous game by Team Spirit. So, I mean, TA obviously has moved into more commonly being a carry hero at this point in the meta, but you always are going to have these classic matchups mid that you can go for, and the Puck is certainly one of them, because you're just going to play with your refractions and trying to take too much damage. I mean, right there, you get hit by an illusory orb, doesn't matter, right? Shield it off.
Mira movement over. Trying to get a little bit of separation from...
Sage down bottom, in trouble.
Chance, an opportunity, a couple more hits, and yeah, that's going to be it. Yadaro takes down the first kill, and now body blocks coming in from Maposhka. Not often that you get to see this position 5 Tusk, but Maposhka can play it pretty well.
I know there's at least one confused viewer wondering why that Invoker was there.
Yes.
And just died. So yeah, Invoker's kind of a support now sometimes, which is really cool. Position 4 hero, oftentimes in draft. Certainly still flexible, often spends a lot of time in the mid lane too. And gets still your classic mid hero, but we have this roaming, earning Invoker. So there you go. And he died.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
And that's how I tend to see it. Yeah, Laurel already, you can see, taking a beating there, 14-4 versus 9-3. This is not going to be an easy lane for Laurel on the Puck. As I think she talked about on the panel, they're going to need to see some rotations maybe later to find some kills, see if they can maybe play together with the Tusk Muerta.
But you seem quite happy.
Here to the side, it's where they want to try and find FNG.
It lasts so
long duration. on Inkswell, but it's still not going to be enough. Kiritich throughout the stun, now throwing another grenade. Just enough to take down Mira.
That is actually kind of huge, though. For an Invoker that early.
A support Invoker, nonetheless.
Yeah, to get a little bit of help towards that urn.
I mean, he's going to pay for it now as they find the silence, the calling, a couple more hits, gunslingers, and a dead shot for Notice. Another death for that Invoker.
Try to come back into the courier a bit there. Takes a bit more damage after that. We also saw in the picture there, Lyral walking home. Yeah, not what you want to be doing in that mid lane. Currently 11-4 to the 21-8 of Squadix.
Yeah, it's not getting easier. It's been a really tough time so far for Laurel.
Denied.
Doing a good job down bottom here and continuing to every CS just not that easy noticed. See, not a huge difference though. He's still getting the levels on that Centaur. To watch for it. I mean, the movements from Laurel and how he recovers from this is going to be really important to see. Perhaps takes a couple more beatings.
That was nice. That's because FNG and Mira were just trading blows off to the side there, and they knew that the Inkswell was on cooldown, so able to actually just take it to that and try and bully collapse a little bit. 2 points in the Celestial Hammer can often give you blocks for several safe trainers, but not really Seiko. Since these ups to the hero, the lifesteal is just so ridiculous that it's really DK on low HP. And like actually feel confident to go for a kill. Can you sense it?
It's feeling like it might happen. I mean, he's dodging the best that he can. Even just steps forward to break that bottle charge, and right in his face. Meanwhile, down bottom, Noticed in no man's land, and with the tag team there, a couple points, able to find him. Yaro carrying the load right now for Team Spirit.
Yeah, he's the only one really up there in the last. Oh, meanwhile though,
it's enough.
Runs.
Well played. Getting active. Very back and forth, and Squadix gets closer to his level 6. He actually almost has it. That could be another point where Laurel needs to be real careful. Trap could spell his doom.
Maybe we'll get a really stylish deny, you know?
Oh yeah.
A little deny splash like our TAs like to do now.
That's a bit. Closer and closer while the Twin Gate is used. They're wrapping now.
It was spotted. I mean, Ward was up there on the Twin Gate as well, so FNG immediately dewards it, but you know they know that Yadro is well aware of their intentions.
I mean, this is a dangerous position, right? You're sending. I mean, they have to send Maposhka mid to help, so Yadro being able to survive here is really important. And as you can see, making the move over, they're going to try and deny a rune. Laurel, he's in some trouble. Mira moving in. They're committing everything to try and shut down this TA. Is it going to work? 6-minute rune. It's down bottom. Sunstrike not going to connect onto the Grimstroke, but they still should be able to run down Mira. So giving up his life.
Oh, wait,
for the
TPs.
bottle. And,
everyone's coming in.
Dude, they all showed up. A Sage is right on top of Maposhka. With the haster and the rundown, it might be enough to take down this Tusk. Zayuch right on top of him. Laurel is there. Does have level 6 though. Now Dreamcoil connects onto 3. Do they have more help? Are any teammates here to help at all? No, they get 1 kill. Now looking for a second. Oh, the movement. They swell. They get enough. They have the chase down. That is exactly what Laurel needed. Help comes as they bring back Mira from the dead, and he's right on top of FNG now. They'll be able to kill him too. It looks like he should be able to get away from this.
Yeah, still has dive just in case, but Sage gets that haster, and maybe not the way he was hoping to fill up.
Oh, he's going for the 7-minute rune, and no, they're not going to let you have that one. So we'll run down FNG, and it's going to be a trade-off of 2 wisdom runes apiece. Sunstrikes. Oh, I got him. Take that with you, why don't you?
Okay, that's for taking out the ward, huh?
He's under attack.
Sage is on fire right now. These snipes, some support Invoker.
Having a good one. Sharp for 2.
Axe observes carnage underway at Radiant's top tower.
Could be some scary stuff coming out. Take a look. 7.5 minutes in. It's still Yaro that's up at the top of the net worth board. And to be honest, we haven't actually seen that many stacks getting built up in the Virtus Pro jungle. So TA won't have a huge piggy bank to go back to when these things start to break down a bit. Laurel, the mid, just trying to get what he can. And yeah, now they're going to start to build up those stacks.
Yeah, get them all set and ready to go here. Meanwhile, they're hoping to just keep capitalizing on these green cloaks right now with the collapse on top. Sit up the bottom, though.
Yeah, nice move and an easy kill. That's the type of play that you can expect going forward. Maposhka needs to be the one to set these up. And then with the Dawnbreaker coming in, they can finish him off.
Yeah, unfortunately, Laro getting a shield rune. Not what you're hoping for on Puck. Trying to get some of these power runes that are a little bit more offensive. See if you can try and get a kill somewhere else. And again, it's also just the difficulty of ganking some of these heroes. I mean, you may have to take down a Centaur. Pretty easy guy. Got a CK. He's probably going to be full HP up top there. And then dealing with refractions is always a bit of a bother. So tough to get the game moving. It's going to be really important.
They're going to go again.
They're committing.
On to notice, 3 points in tag team. This is a huge kill if they can get it. The hook stomps there, runs back into the Collie, trying to bring him down. A couple more hits, and the dead shot is there for the finish. That is very nice.